Episode 18. Oh, 3. Ready? Let's go. In what year did actor Richard Burton die? 1984. What cocktail is traditionally made by mixing gin and vermouth? Martini. What type of animal is a leech? A segmented worm, an annelid. Which vehicle safety device was first patented by E.J. Claghorn? Seat belt. Which song contains the lyric, "Giant steps are what you take"? Walking on the Moon. In the automotive brand STP, what do the initials STP stand for? Scientifically treated petroleum. What is the medical term for premature graying of the hair? Canides. Joe Elliott is a member of which iconic British rock band? Def Leppard. What body part is studied in the field of otology? Ear. What disease did Louis Pasteur develop a vaccine for? Rabies. Which English king ordered the execution of Anne Boleyn? Henry VIII. Which infectious disease did composer Pyotr Ilyich Tchaikovsky die of in 1893? Cholera. On which Greek island did zoologist and writer Gerald Durrell spend part of his childhood? Corfu. What does the S in President Harry S. Truman's name stand for? Nothing. The S was just an initial and did not stand for a name. When performing official duties, Cleopatra sometimes wore a false what? False beard. What is the English title of the Russian novel Voyna i Mir? War and Peace. In which U.S. state did Silicon Valley first emerge? California. Which iconic American pop group, formed in 1961, included brothers Brian, Carl, and Dennis Wilson, their cousin Mike Love, and friend Al Jardine? The Beach Boys. Who is credited with developing the first smallpox vaccine? Answer: Edward Jenner. Which band features Tommy Lee as its drummer? Mötley Crüe. In Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, who kills Juliet's cousin Tybalt? Romeo? Which continent is the world's second smallest by land area? Europe. Which U.S. state is home to the Finger Lakes region? New York. What is the clinical term for the fear of clouds? Answer: Nephalophobia, also spelled nephophobia. Who was the captain of the ship Mayflower that transported the Pilgrims to New England in 1620? Christopher Jones. In online chat, What three-letter abbreviation indicates the user will be away briefly and return soon? Which company holds the registered trademark for the term Ethernet? Xerox Corporation. What is the name of the third classical order of Greek columns, alongside the Doric and Ionic orders? Corinthian. Spearmint, apple mint, and peppermint are varieties of which aromatic herb? Mint. Which musician was once a member of Depeche Mode, Yazoo, and Erasure? Vince Clarke. What early name was used for the character now known as Bugs Bunny? Happy Rabbit. The trademark Ajax was used on the world's first what? Flush toilet. What is the first period of the Paleozoic era? Cambrian period. Which company, founded by Colin Chapman, became famous for lightweight racing cars and early use of fiberglass bodies? Lotus. Which chemical element is represented by the symbol K on the periodic table? Potassium. In Roman numerals, what number is represented by ites? 9. In the TV series Starsky and Hutch, what nickname did the chief give to Starsky's car? The striped tomato. Which manned aircraft was the first to break the sound barrier? Bell X-1. In anatomy, what common body part is referred to as the axilla? Armpit. What type of printer forms characters by arranging patterns of small dots? Dot matrix printer. Which actor made his first screen appearance as Sherlock Holmes in the 1939 film The Hound of the Baskervilles? Basil Rathbone. What fluid does the ureter transport? Urine. Who assassinated musician John Lennon in 1980? Mark David Chapman. Which animal is referred to by the collective noun a leash? Greyhounds. What medical condition does the term pyrexia refer to? Fever. Which town in Lombardy is famous for a blue-veined cheese? Gorgonzola. What is the name of Lois Lane's sister who is often depicted as a stewardess? Lucy Lane. What was George Harrison's first Beatles A-side composition? Something. Which type of electromagnetic radiation do pulsars primarily emit? Radio waves. What is the title of Tears for Fears' debut album? The Hurting. Thanks for playing. See you tomorrow.